When I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what you do with the limited sources you have. Your dream is still a finding motivation in you and the
Oh man, it must be Wednesday. Y'all know what time it is. Happy Gentlemen's Talk Wednesday, people. I am your friendly neighborhood DJ Micah B. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, my brother.
What's going on, Mr. Gent?
Yes, sir. As you can see, Mr. GQ is not in today, but I do have Mr. Gent here. He's volunteered his time to come in and, fill in real quick. So we're gonna start this thing off like this, because I got something. GQ not here, but we're gonna do it like this. All right, so here we go. As you just saw right before we got on here, Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely after the crazy antics that he pulled. There is no other words for it. For those of you that don't know, he cocked back and he pretty much hit Yusuf Nurkic of the Phoenix Suns. As you know, Draymond is a repeat offender, and if you watch basketball, we have already talked about Draymond saying, I should not be held for anything I've done in the past. Well, brother, you're a repeat offender.
Yeah, you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You can't say nothing but the past. What's happening now?
I mean, like it ain't even been a month yet, and you done hit somebody else again. I mean,
right.
At some point they gotta hold you accountable for your past. I mean, I'm not understanding what this dude's issue is. People always say there is no place for nothing like that in the game. Yes, as we know, he's cheap shotting people. It ain't cool. He has a history of it, bro. Like a legit history of this. And the NBA has said, you know what? Suspended indefinitely. And the Warriors are going to put him through anger management class. Do you think that's warranted?
Oh, for sure. For sure. They should have been put him in anger management a long time ago. Like even if like he was still playing, like still have him go to sessions, because there's no reason why somebody should be suspended for multiple games multiple times and not have any kind of repercussions as a team wise. Yeah, we want to play with some edge. Yeah, we want to compete, but not like that. Not like that. There's a difference. The difference in that.
I feel that. It just kind of reminded me of I can't remember the guy's name, but it kind of reminds me of when the dude hit Travis Hunter from Colorado, and we were all like, man, that's a dirty play, that's a cheap shot. There's no place for that in the game. What I will say about that instance though is it still was a football play. It was just a flag.
Yeah, just a flag. Yeah.
This here?
That's different.
This is like
that's a contact sport.
This is Ron Artest elbowing James Harden in the side of the head, bro.
Nah, for real. But even if you take it to the football, when Andre Johnson got and old dude from the Tennessee Titans started swabbing.
Finnegan, I never forget it.
Finnegan, yeah. they started squabbing, like they started fighting in the midfield. Helmets got taken off, started fighting. So repercussions had to be taken, So hey, man, you literally. He was tugging on you, and you thought you was gonna get away with slinging your arm like that. You made a fist. You made contact.
I'm gonna tell you what Draymond's words were. Draymond's words was he doesn't flop. He uses arms to sell calls. It sounds like flopping to me, first of all, but he uses his arms to sell calls. And he spun around and he didn't mean to hit him in the head or anywhere on him. So he's apologizing to Nurkic, because last time he didn't apologize. He was like, I'm not apologizing for what I did. I had my teammates back. But, I mean, brother, come on, man. And for those of you that don't know, I really do love Michigan State basketball because I'm a big Tom Izzo fan, and
Mm-hmm.
he played at Michigan State. Draymond, and I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous.
You keep just trying to get away with stuff at this point. Like even if it was an accident, you even after you did it, you didn't make it look like it was an accident.
You
Like
lost
you
the
literally,
benefit of the doubt
yeah,
already.
like you didn't like, oh snap, my bad, my fault, trying to help him up or anything like that. Nah, you literally like, oh, what happened? Like, nah, man, you didn't try to help that man up, say I'm sorry, nothing. You literally, just turned around looking confused, like you didn't just knock this man upside the head, like you didn't feel your fist hit him. That's crazy.
I
That's
also
crazy.
want to give a shout out to Nurkic for his post game comments being, "I'm just happy he didn't try to choke me." I lost it.
That's petty. But nah, it's real.
I'm just happy he didn't try to choke me out. I don't know what his problem is, but I mean, just to paraphrase, I mean, after Stephen A. Smith basically said the icing on the cake for Draymond, and he should be suspended at least 10 games minimum. Icing on the cake is that you have a player going on national TV doing an interview, explaining it in his own way, and nobody there is going to defend your actions.
Yeah.
Nobody's going
Yeah.
to defend your actions. You're not there to defend your actions. The media at this point is not going to defend Draymond's actions because he's already said over and over again, he's not apologizing.
He's not.
Even
He's
though
not
he
apologizing.
time because he said he didn't mean to do it intentionally, which I call bullshit. I mean, Ron Artest didn't mean to intentionally throw that elbow with James Harden either. Like, come on,
Right.
man.
It's a physical game, but it ain't that kind of physical game.
Nah, this ain't
Nah.
see. Like, this basically says what my homegirl Zamora from PVT. Shout out to PVT one time. She says all the time, Draymond needs to go ahead and sign that WWE contract and go ahead and leave the NBA.
He'll make it there. He will make it on the WWE. He would. He definitely would make it on WWE because he might as well. He already fighting.
Hey, I think he would too because Draymond is really good at speaking.
Yeah, he had a
He's very
personality
good at
for it.
speaking. So I agree. He could probably do WWE. But man, Draymond, I beg of you
Right.
to do better, bruh.
Come on now.
Come
Come on
on,
now, that
man.
made
You
no
can't
sense.
be doing this. Now your team ain't been playing good. Now you're suspended indefinitely. And
Right.
I sat here at the beginning of the season and said, you are the person that makes that engine of the Golden State Warriors go.
Right.
Now, if they go on a win streak while you're gone, guess what happens?
He don't need you.
I was wrong.
You're a liability at that point.
You're a liability at this point, and if they go on a win streak, Golden State should probably shop you and see if anybody wants to take the nonsense because you got to go at that point. Like it's a little bit ridiculous.
I don't think anybody would. That's why he's still where he's staying at. No one else would accept that.
Now I think other teams would like him on their team for the culture part.
Yeah, for the culture part, but not for his antics.
For that, no. He's just. I don't know, man. I am absolutely fed up and done with Draymond Green. One more antic, and I think he should be playing in China next year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure that.
So, I got a special. I didn't put this in the doc, but I think you're going to enjoy this. Y'all know what time it is. It is my time of the show. Shout out to GQ, by the way, because that's a GQ bomb, even though he's not here. This is what we like to call... All right, y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to revisit one of my old crossovers because I did this one when we were on just straight Spotify. So you might have heard this one before. But keyword here, parallels. And parallels being, let's start in comics. All right? So let's go to the obvious here between Marvel and DC. we all know, looking across from Marvel and DC, there are a lot of how, superheroes that are the exact same and just on a different brand.
For sure, for sure.
We know this. I mean, what is it? Adam and Ant-Man. You
Yeah,
know,
the same thing. They get big, get small. What you mean? What you mean? That's the same person.
oh man.
You got plenty.
I go Superman and Captain Marvel, even though I think
Yeah,
Superman is a little bit stronger, but it's same
I
concept.
I give it more Shazam.
Well, yeah, but yeah, okay. So Captain Marvel and Shazam, or
Yeah, give
okay,
it more
I
Shazam
can
than Captain Marvel.
I can go with that. I always say I don't think this is right, but I always say because I know Black Panther has enhanced strength and things like that, but Batman got the suit, bro. They're
Yeah,
both trained in martial arts.
yeah, for sure,
Like,
for sure.
I mean, Batman might be more trained in martial arts, but I mean, it's the same.
It's the same. It's the
It's
same.
pretty much the same. How about Hawkeye and damn, I
Green
forgot
Arrow. Green
Green
Arrow.
Arrow. Hawkeye
Yeah,
and
for
Green
sure.
Arrow. Only difference is I do believe the only difference is Green Arrow is like he's like that.
Yeah,
Hand to hand combat.
Green Arrow has that edge on him. You know, he has
Yeah.
that darkness to him. As in, you know, that, yeah, we saw Loki, and I guess you say, Endgame, where Hawkeye ended up having that edge on him, but it wasn't much to it.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same concept. But what other what other two comic book characters you think are alike?
Shoot, you know, like you said, but you put Batman with
You can use Batman again.
you like Batman with Iron Man. You know, they're both, you know, billionaires, have money, just have suits, you know, that make them do what they do.
Yep.
Uh, shoot, what's that man's name? Mm, uh, shoot, you can put Green Lantern with come on, I'm trying to think. The name, I'm stuck now. You did put me on the spot with this one.
Hey, I got you. I'm gonna take it way. I'm gonna take it way back. It's gonna make you laugh because it's serious, but it's not serious. I said this the other day. Green Lantern and the Wonder Twins.
That's a good one. That's a good
Green
one.
Green
That's a
Lantern.
good one.
A lot of people don't remember the Wonder Twins, but
Yeah.
if you watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast,
Yeah.
oh, how about I just had it. Oh my God, the guy from Black Adam, the one with the helmet.
Oh, Doctor. Why am I going to Blake right now? I know you're talking about the one with the gold helmet, and
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now.
Why are you trying to compare him to Doctor Strange too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
give you
just
that.
can't think of his name right now.
I can't think of it either. That's weird. I just watched Shazam, so I went and watched Black Adam a couple seconds ago too.
Yeah. So
But
matter of fact, I watched Black Adam 2 days ago.
right,
Still a good one. Still a good one.
all right
But
to me.
let's do that, and we're gonna cross over and we're gonna compare two of my favorite sports, of course.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's your two favorite sports, but I mean, hey, it's two of my favorite sports: basketball and football. I know
Oh, for
football
sure.
is your favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's start with the obvious here, the absolute obvious. MJ and Tom Brady. I don't think this even needs to be explained.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
so
all you
we're
gotta
gonna
say.
we're gonna go MJ and Tom Brady, and I'm going to go with Peyton Manning and LeBron. All the stats, all the accolades, just doesn't have the amount of championships to be
Mm,
considered the GOAT.
yeah, yeah. I'll give you that. I give you that because like yeah, you can play with, you know, LeBron being the goat with Jordan and everything like that. And you can also play with Peyton Manning, but I tell you at the same time, at the end of the day, Tom Brady is that man.
Here's one you
Mama,
wasn't
there goes
expecting.
that man.
Here's one you weren't expecting, though, right?
Mm.
I am going with Shaq and Megatron.
That's that's a good one. I would never put them.
At least Orlando Shaq. At least
Yeah,
Orlando Shaq.
Orlando Shaq, yeah, for sure. But yeah,
Physical beast.
let me see. Uh,
How about James Harden and Dan Marino? All the stats, all the accolades, but they cannot get it done.
would you put in Stephen Curry and Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I just feel like that those two.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Light skinned brothers activate. I mean,
not for real.
You know what?
Well,
Patrick Mahomes had a faster start to his career, but Steph was always hurt in the beginning. Once Steph got healthy, it was 1 year after Steph won his first MVP.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely say those two.
They're the same, you know. Then now they just become this, powerful team. They become the face of the team, and they do what they got to do. When they're not on the field, something changes. When not on the court, something changes. So yeah, true.
How about this one? How about this one? And don't look at the championships. Look at the skill set. No, for real. Don't look at the championship.
It's hard not to do that.
I mean, this dude has won a championship in football, but I'm just check the skill. And ironically, they both have had the same injury, and one is about to try and come back, and the other one tried to come back and never was the same. Kobe and Aaron Rodgers. Even though Aaron Rodgers only has one championship, they were the most skilled players all around. Like,
because Aaron Rodgers, he's a monster. Like if you just look at his passing game, is just his mentality. When he's on the field, they're like, oh, Aaron Rodgers on the field. Watch that man work.
Exactly. And Kobe's on the court. Hey,
that mama mentality.
That mama mentality. I don't know what mentality you call Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers kind of weird.
He's definitely weird.
He's kind of weird. But their skill sets are kind of similar when you look at it, because I mean, they took their time and perfected their craft.
They did.
Like literally perfected their craft. And let's be honest here. If Shaq wasn't that guy early in his career with Kobe might not have 5 championships. He might only have 2. And this looks a lot closer than what people actually think.
Right. Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers, he's had people surrounded around him, but there's a lot of pieces that were missing for a while for him.
That was Kobe, but the only difference is Kobe got it done twice when he had the pieces around him.
Yeah.
And back to back.
Like even right now, like if you look at the Jets, if he really played this year.
Oh yeah, I believe they could have done some damage.
They could have did some damage. If he would played this year, they would have done some damage. But I just say Aaron Rodgers is crazy about coming back so fast. I don't know. He recovered too quickly, so I don't know. Like literally, like he just got injured 2 weeks later. He throwing the ball on the field. I don't know about that.
I don't see it happening. I really don't. But hey, whatever works.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever works.
He had that drive. He had a drive in him.
There's no reason for him to come back either. So
yeah, he's already in the Hall of Fame.
The Jets aren't going to be in Super Bowl contention by the time he gets back. And what exactly? You might have 2 or 3 games to prove something. And everybody in Adrian Peterson, you get hurt and then you come back 6 months later and you win MVP. Absolutely not.
Adrian Peterson was that dog. It was that dog. I remember I met him my senior year. Yeah, Adrian Peterson, and I was looking at that picture the other day. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
I went to one of his games when he was in high school, and I was absolutely floored.
He was a monster.
So let's have some fun with the next one, because you didn't necessarily know what it was, and I can't wait to get your take on this. You're going to laugh. I'm telling you, you're going to laugh. All right, here we go. All right, bro. So I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely have to show you this video because it is freaking hilarious. Okay. So Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce in engaged in a conversation talking about announcers, and they were talking about the announcers that they how they present the game and the rapport between them. You know what I'm saying? How smooth it was. And Kevin Garnett made up a word, and I just gotta you gotta hear this. I was hoping Moolage would have been here for this one, but you got to hear this. I mean, I cried when I heard this.
From Mark Jackson, I used to love to hear the back and forth Ritter, but it was knowledge in those bantram. It was knowledge in those back and forth.
What you call the back and forth? Ritter?
Yeah.
What's the Ritter?
No, like how they would
Ritter though?
How they would go at each other. How they would,
It's called Ritter.
That's what I call it. Paul. Get the fuck out of here. Who are you? Webster nigga? You the dictionary motherfucker?
Back and forth. He said
fuck.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic for a second.
Oh my God.
God. Oh man, cause you know my grandma. She be doing the same stuff, man. She be doing the same stuff, and we just
like,
have to.
You know exactly what I meant.
No, actually, I don't. Actually, if we could put a definition to what you just said, because oh man, there's one word and she keeps saying it. I don't know what it means. Me and my people be trying to figure out. He said, "Gotta have that Motomika."
The what?
Motomika. What do you mean by that? Like, so and she will continue talking, and we're all like, "What is Motomika? Like, is that motivation?" But then she'll say it again in another context that doesn't mean motivation, and it's like, wait, I don't know. We're not gonna try to figure this out. So and to this day, me and my brother will randomly like, "Hey, you gotta have that Motomika, man. You gotta have that Motomika inside you." So I understand exactly where the fact that he got mad at it. He knew that wasn't a word. He's not gonna be able to brush by that. He's not gonna be able to brush by that. Nah, you can't run that back, brother. What does that mean?
I don't even know what word he was looking
I don't know,
for, bro.
When it go at each other. What you mean?
You know, the back and forth, the Ritter. And you know what made me mad? The first time I heard it, I stopped and questioned. I was like, does he know a word I don't? Because it actually
right. I'm like, it makes you feel a little stupid. Like, do I need to read a little bit more? I need to pick up a book real quick. Hold on.
Mr. Kevin Garnett, welcome to the Wall of Shame of Dumbass Millionaires.
God,
and let me
man.
tell you this, bro. That's not a typical dumbass millionaire segment. Because normally we have millionaires like spending money on stupid stuff or saying stupid things they're uneducated about. But I would just like to remind everybody, Kevin Garnett should have took his ass to college.
Oh, for sure. Shit. Like the Supersonics, bro. He ain't open the book, man.
we can tell you are an NBA player that got drafted out of high school. We can absolutely tell.
No, for sure. Oh, he's on Timberwolves. My bad, Kevin Garnett. But yeah, he definitely could tell. He went straight in the.
Oh my God! Hey, and the audacity of him. Fuck out of here, nigga. What are you, Webster? You a dictionary?
At least you know it exists at this point. You know, at least you know where the word come from.
Oh man! You know what? To hell with that. I play Words with Friends on Scrabble. I'm gonna try that in the next time and see if it let me do it.
How you spell that? How you spell it?
I don't know.
How you spell it?
I mean, on the thing, it was RITTER in the commentary there, but come on, man. That's one of those how you spell it? Sound it out. It sounds like litter, but with the R. Oh, Ritter.
Right, Richard.
Ritter.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let me have an L. Don't let me have an L and an R in my hand, and I'm gonna try Ritter and see if I get away with it. Like, what the hell is that? Like, oh my bad, I was supposed to put the L down at the R. I don't know what the hell Ritter is either.
my fault.
Oh man, Kevin
But,
Garnett has joined the wall of shame of dumbass millionaires. Oh
Yeah,
my.
they probably wouldn't catch that, honestly. They probably wouldn't catch it if you put it down there. They're gonna be like, okay.
What that mean? Oh, that's a back and forth between two people.
They'd be like, oh, okay. All right. I'm not gonna question
my
you.
God.
Obviously, you know something I don't know.
I don't know what word he was looking for. I guess maybe rhetoric. I don't know.
Not even.
But rhetoric does not mean that. So I don't know what he was looking for. That's the closest thing I could think of.
You probably heard somebody say that sometime, or say something close to it, and you tried to use it again. Something I don't know. I'm trying to get on my boy benefit of the doubt. I was a KG fan.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he was looking for rapport. That would have made sense.
But that was two different words.
Yeah, but I mean rapport would have made sense in that instance because
it would. But what?
So the rapport, I don't know, bro. The camaraderie, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Don't try. You're gonna start having smoke coming out your ears in a minute. You're not gonna be able to catch that. You're not gonna be able to catch that. Yeah, he gonna be like, the gears are turning, but ain't nothing coming up.
I don't like if I was sitting and be like, Sherrod, I enjoy the ritter between me and you. You'd have been like, the what? What does that even mean?
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you. Give me 1 second. You said a ritter? Give me 1 second. Let me type this in. I got the dictionary on my phone. Let me type this in real quick. How you spell that? One more time. Ritter. Okay.
Bruh.
Nothing came up. What's that mean?
he was so convincing, bro. That was the thing. He was so convincing with it.
That was it. Then he put a definition behind it. Yeah, when they go back and forth. Yeah.
I don't know how you go about adding a word to Webster's dictionary, but he should probably do that.
He probably should. Might as well. He should
probably do that and then come back.
He probably got enough money for it.
I know you can add words to the dictionary because I know everybody here seen Aquila and the Bee. It was like, we only use words that are in the dictionary in this house. Open the book, this. I was like, oh,
got him.
I didn't know this was officially a word in the dictionary.
Yep.
Words are added every year, bro. KG, go ahead and make a petition to add that, brother.
Yeah, might as well. You got enough money, buddy. You got it.
So
figure it out.
Let's start with let's do these two reactionary videos. One of them I'm gonna use to do a real talk session. Shout out to my boy GQ. But first, I just want I want your honest reaction to this video. I sent it in the group, so I'm pretty sure you've seen it already.
Oh, for sure.
But just for the people at home to see this, I can't wait for y'all to see this. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
That many men have a problem with women that have a higher salary bracket.
If the money you make changes your attitude towards men, it's not the fact that you make that amount of money. It's the fact that you're with that amount of money.
No, it's the fact. Men have been conditioned so long to believe that all you have to bring to a relationship is financial. So when they don't have that, and the woman steps up and says, well, I have finances, what else do you have? And they don't have anything else. No communication. They can't talk, they can't cook, they can't clean. So really it's because they realize that they're in the situation. You're in the situation. And that's the reason why you're acting like that. That's the reason why.
All right.
I want you to go first. I want you to go
where
first.
Should we start unpacking with this? Okay. To start things off, I would not personally mind if my girlfriend made a higher salary than me. Because I pull my own weight in a relationship and I work, so it doesn't bother me. There's just so there's so much to unpack here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't like I don't like that he said he called women that you're just a bitch with money. I don't like the fact that he did that because the bitch word just gets women rowdy. Because if he was like if he would have just been like, well, if your attitude changes because of your money, you're just he could have used anything else besides
You
bitch.
could have said terrible person.
You're just
Makes
a
you
terrible
makes you a
person with
terrible
money.
person. Hmm.
So I don't like that he used the word bitch in a room full of women. But if it was just the boys talking, hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly
You
what
want
it
to
is.
use it, but at the same
Let me,
time,
let, me- let me educate y'all real quick on something. Number one, she referred to no communication. You don't cook, you don't clean, this and that. Okay, all men aren't like that. Here's what I would ask though. What the hell is it about those kind of men that you are attracted to? Because you pick the fucking men you date. You're you're literally choosing a ain't shit guy and applying it to all men. All right?
oh,
And
you
and,
own
and
it.
on the flip side, he is choosing an ain't shit woman to describe that whole situation too. But in a room full of women, they all got up and applauded her.
Hmm.
So if that's the case, what is it, as Cat Williams said, what is it about your pussy that keeps attracting them same guys, and why are you attracted to those same guys over and over and over again? Tell you what, I
Exactly.
cook, I clean, I communicate, I pull my own weight. That is not that's the way they make it seem is like that's 85% of the male population, which isn't
Hmm.
true. And then the fact that she even brought up that men have been conditioned to feel like all they have to do is financially provide, that is not true. Absolutely not true. That the only thing we have to do is financially provide. That's not true. That's never been true. But we also understand that if that's how you feel, it's because as a woman, you're conditioned to feel like a man should be the provider. The man should be the provider. The man should be the breadwinner. Somewhere along the line, somebody did something to you and hurt you to where you felt like you have to be independent and you don't need no man. I don't know if you grew up with a single mom. I don't know if somebody broke your heart. I don't know what the situation is. Also, to quote the great Shannon Sharp, because I feel like he eloquently said this too. I mean, not in the best way, but he did. The guy said this in the video when he said, "You're just a bitch with money," right? Money doesn't change you. It doesn't change the people around you. What it does though is make you more of what you already are. So if you're a bitch and you start making more money and you act like that woman just did, why the fuck were you with me in the first place? Why? Because you needed a provider. You needed somebody to do that. So now you're making more money. You don't need a provider. It made you more of what you was already. So yes, he absolutely hit it spot on. You're just a bitch with money. You're a terrible person. You were a terrible person when you didn't have money. You just settled and decided to bite your tongue and do all that shit to make sure I kept on providing for you. And then the minute you start making more money than me and you can be independent, you start acting a damn fool. You hear this shit all the time. So, a guy paid for a woman to go through school and then she got up in a different tax bracket. And now she feels like that guy makes too little of money. No, and now you don't want to be. That's because that's the person you were the whole time. You were a leech. That's the exact person you were the whole time. You were a leech. You had to keep yourself in check at all times to make sure this person will keep providing for you until you were able to provide for yourself. That is absolutely the definition of a bitch with money. I'm done. Go ahead and take it away.
Like I agree with you. I don't like the fact that when he had to read the room. One, there's you know you're full of women. They're gonna be in there, and I feel like that term "bitch with money" came from a hurt place, something
Mm-hmm.
that you've been through, and you can't just go out there and just say majority, because that word just gets woman hyped up, and that's why she stood up and said what she said. If you just like, oh, that made you a terrible person and stuff like that, then okay, they wouldn't have reacted the way they reacted because a man could do the same thing, you know. But at the same time, like a lot of the problem with time, well, not want to say a problem at all. I mean, it's actually a good thing. Times now, we we don't have gender roles anymore. Gender roles kind of go out the window when women started working and started doing more uh, than they were able to do back then. So some people are raised in gender roles, as in like man's supposed to make money and lead the family. That's it. That's it. That's all. And a woman's supposed to stay home, cook, clean, watch the kids, stuff like that. And we what some I know a guy now that they're about to go through a divorce because that's what he was raised as. You make money, you throw dick, and you go lay it back down. You go lay down. And they was in a long term relationship, but at the same time, you talk to her, you're like, oh, I haven't been happy in years. I haven't been happy in years because he's not helping. We end up having these kids together, and he's not helping me with the kids. He comes home, he demands orders saying he wants this way, that, and the other. Then he goes to bed, goes back to work the next morning. He's not very hands on with the kids, unless they make them and stuff like that. So, as a role as a man now, and how I am for sure, is I know a woman requires more than just financial and sexual satisfactions. You have to actually read a woman. You have to actually know you're a woman. They find more happiness in that when you get to know them on a deeper level than just surface. But at the same time, like you said, like some women, they 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 just require financially until I find myself, find my own money. Then they gonna move around. And some men, want the woman that you're gonna do the woman role. That's it. There's different categories of relationships that we all look for. And my relationship that I'm looking for is a woman she has her own. She's building up her own, and I have my own. I build up my own, and we come and make a
Build an
kingdom
empire.
together, build an empire. And like I don't care if she started making more money than me, and that becomes an insecurity. If she start making more money than me, I'm like, well, like I don't want you doing that. I don't want you doing that, and then I become the bitch in the relationship because I'm start bitching about her what she doing and how she doing it because I'm less secure about myself. So if you ever have a problem with a woman making more money, then make more money. Simple. Go make more money.
Go to school, get a trade, do something.
Right. Do something. Get a hobby you like and just make a side hustle out of it. Simple.
I DJ.
Yeah. You love DJing, so like it doesn't feel like work to you. You can make money, and
I'm not gonna say it
sometimes
don't feel like work, but
sometimes it can get a little taxing.
it's whenever you're not out actually DJing, it feels like work. Downloading the music and
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right.
So it's like it's different categories of relationship, and what was the problem in the video was they were making it seem like majority. He was making it sound like majority women that to get more money are bitches.
And she responded the same way.
The same exact way. And that's why all the women in there was like, yeah, period.
Mhm.
Nah. But it's
And
not majority.
she did the typical black girl thing. Know this, know that, know this. I don't know what she catching while she got the mic. I don't know, but
she catching each woman out
catching her
there.
attitude. Yeah, there you go. That's it. They channeling in Dragon Ball Z when they fight Broly the first time and everybody gave their powers to Goku. That's exactly what she was catching all the women attitudes in the room. Give it to me. To drop a spirit bomb.
Exactly, because he wasn't wrong. I mean, he wasn't wrong.
I don't think either one of them were wrong.
Yeah, they both weren't wrong. They both had their own experiences and thing. That's not saying that she was gonna be a bitch with money. She wasn't going to be. She's saying that they expect more out of men than than what we're giving. You know. But as again, like you said, it's about the woman or men that you're looking for. They had to show signs of this before. They had to show signs of this, but it's again like they can paint it real pretty, but you have to get deeper in within that person because a man can go over there buy you 10 dozen roses, drive around the Rolls Royce, fancy restaurant and everything like that, lose his job tomorrow. Now he can't afford this stuff. Are you gonna stay and thug it out with him, try to figure out what's going on, what's the next step? Or are you gonna say you can't afford my lifestyle anymore, so I had to find something else? And I can say the same thing about a woman. I would say the same thing about a man. Like you're not cleaning, you're not cooking like I want you to. I'm gonna go find something else. So it becomes more to the conversation rather than just money and finances. Like you gotta actually know that person that you with. You know these signs are showing.
I I think because I do follow this particular group on YouTube. They call it Tonight's Conversation. I do follow them. What are you drinking? Doesn't matter. Yeah. I do follow this group on YouTube. They call it Tonight's Conversation, and I've seen a bunch of their shorts, and it does seem like they just use a lot of trigger words to trigger their crowd.
Yeah.
I've seen the guys whenever they have a lot of fellas in the audience, pretty women do the same thing. They don't call them a bitch, but they call them like they're punks or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the guy, there's a lot of females in there, so he's gonna say bitch because now females are gonna respond and they're gonna start sharing it like, oh, he said we're just bitches. So yeah, there's some clickbait aspects in it, but I don't want people to lose the message in between the clickbait aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, both sides made a valid point.
They did.
Both sides made a valid point. The conclusion is, to me, both men and women can just be bitches with money. I mean, they could just be a terrible person with money.
Or they can just be bitches.
Or they could, yeah, that too. Or they can just be broke bitches. I mean, like,
yeah.
So I think
you definitely have women out there that has money and are with men that don't work.
Right. I know a stay-at-home
they're
dad.
okay with it. They're okay with it, and that's just their dynamic. There's men that want to stay at home wife, and they do what they have to do, and that's just their dynamic.
I do know somebody like that. His wife is a lawyer. He's an older guy. I know him because that's one of my mom's friends.
Mm-hmm.
His wife is a lawyer, and he stays at home. He cleans, he cooks, he makes sure the house is ready. When his wife gets home, there's food on the table. All kind of things. And then he doesn't work like an actual job, but he does go out and do like sheetrock work and carpentry work, just everyday carpentry work, because they're not living in a lavish house or anything. It's them and 2 kids. They have 4 bedrooms in the house. Right. They got an office and then they got 3 bedrooms. I mean, and they live here in Baytown. It's not a big house. They live in Springfield. I mean, it's not really anything crazy. So, I mean, it can be done. It absolutely can be done. So, I think more into that, a lot of guys let their egos get bruised by not being the breadwinner in the household, because now I think like the women can do whatever they want to, or women are going to feel like whatever they want to. But that's just terrible people in general. That's not women. That's just terrible people.
Right. Because there's men that like that hey, I'm paying for this house. I'm paying for everything you doing over here. So I'm gonna go fuck off. I'm gonna go sleep with this woman, that woman, and not really care what you're doing over here. And I can do that because I'm making the money.
Yep.
So you're not gonna go nowhere because you're not making any money, type thing. And you can't think like that. You can't. If you got with this person, you're gonna be valuable to this person. Be committed to this person. Because if you're doing that, then what you have her here for? Makes no sense.
All right, so let's get on to this second video. You've seen this video, and I know this video hits home with you, being a father, and you're not a pastor, but your dad is a minister, a speaking minister, and you are a minister through interpretive dance is what I would call it for people that don't know what mime is. You know, both of us do that. AMP. Y'all already know. You should go ahead and show them the tattoo one time, but I know you got long sleeves on, so it'll be
bust loud.
Go ahead one time. There it is. There it is. Yeah. So I want everybody to listen to this video, and whenever we post this on TikTok, I want you to put any comments you have about this in the comments of the TikTok video when we post it, because I feel like this is a very, very important conversation right now in social media era, especially with your kids growing up on the internet. So I want y'all to take a listen to this. Let me share this real quick. Take a listen to this and give us your thoughts on TikTok. We're going to give you our thoughts right after.
If you went to your parents and you asked them, you said, you know, I have a choice. I can either quit doing all of this tomorrow, right, and go get a job for like a tenth of this, or I can continue to do this and send you money. Which one do you think they would ask?
My mom would say, absolutely quit. My dad, he'd be like, oh my God, no, why would you ever quit?
Your dad would say that?
My dad would say that I send money to my dad so that he can be comfortable with
and he's
their family.
A pastor?
No, he's not a pastor anymore. They stopped being a pastor when I was like 18.
Okay, but he was, and he retained his faith, right?
He did. I'm his daughter, though. You know, I'm not just some stranger. He's like, you know what? If I want her in my life.
Doesn't that make it worse? Like, wouldn't that make it worse?
Not. Don't you have to accept your kids for who they are? What? And so
what? No.
So if you had a kid and they were doing OnlyFans, what, you just disown them
until they clean their life up? Yeah.
Wow, that's
my family would
bad
absolutely
my family would
terrible
100%
parenting.
just.
What about you're a bad kid?
No,
If you went to
there it is, people. There it is right there. I'm going to let you go first on this one because I know you got a lot to unpack here being a dad. I'm not a dad, so.
Yeah, for sure. The fact that me being a father, coming from, a Christian, Baptist background, at that, there's a lot of stuff that, we're not supposed to do. But that, we're like even tattoos, that they didn't want us to have them, They didn't want us to ears pierced, tattoos, nothing like that, So, but when it comes down to being a father and the fact that she's grown is, something that for me, like if you're like you still under my house and my rules, yeah, I wouldn't want you doing that. I just wouldn't. But if you're out, making this money and you're on the outside, you're on your own, you have to make some money some way. I'm not gonna be able to control what you have going on at that. Me personally, like he's like, oh, like, he said he's gonna disown my child, and no, that's my baby. Regardless, like she's like, I'm his daughter. Like, you're my daughter. Like, say that will come back to saying like, hey, what if my daughters end up gay and lesbian? Would you be okay with that? I was like, yeah, if they're happy, if they find happiness, if they find they even come back to the video, like going back to like if they have financial stability. But me personally, I'm gonna come with if you're gonna continue doing this, just be educational about it. If you're gonna continue doing this, somebody new's gonna pop up. You're not gonna make the same amount of money that you were before, because some people they're not gonna follow you like they do. To the disease aspects of it, if you're actually having sex with these people outside, like on these things, the disease aspect.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Oh, you're back.
Hey.
Okay.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you.
I can't hear y'all. Hold on. That's weird.
You can't hear me?
But if you can hear me, I'll still talk. The disease aspect of it, learning from.
And he's gone again. Mr. Gent that dropped out and got his GED. What you got going on, man? I don't know what you got going on. What you got going on? Uh, okay. Look, go out and then come back in. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna unload a little bit while we're here. Like I said, I am not a father. I don't have any kids. Um, from the outside looking in, though, Mr. Gent was talking about pretty much the disease aspect of it, like especially if you're having sex on camera. There's there's a lot of porn stars out there that can sit here and tell you they got into that thing because they did not feel loved growing up and they try to use sex and different partners to replace the love they never felt. So, I
All
mean,
right.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. All right.
Okay, go ahead. Keep go. I'm a pause what I'm saying. Go ahead and take it over again.
Yeah, because going back to like be educational about like they're not gonna they're not gonna love you forever. So you're gonna have to have a backup plan after this. Because like yeah, the money's fine. If you want to send me money, like you said, she said he was a pastor. He's not a pastor anymore. But at the same time, it's different. Uh, so being a father myself, I wouldn't want to see my daughter do these things. But I wouldn't want to hear anybody bring up my daughter in this kind of way, or especially a disrespectful way, because then I'm gonna put hands on you. That's just me, and I don't want to put hands on you. I don't. So I'd rather just not hear about these things that you're doing. If you make your money, you make your money. You're adult. You're grown. You make your own decisions. Uh, and the fact that if you're making a good amount of money by it, you're making a good amount of money. Like if people are buying you and who you are, that's just you. Don't tell me like you can tell me about it initially, but I don't want to hear anything else about it. That's just me personally. Um, it just like I said, like to educate them from knowing that this is not gonna last forever. You're gonna have to have a backup plan. Diseases are real. You have to be clean. You have to get checked. You have to do all this other stuff, and the fact that mental health from it, because the fact that you're now painted as a sexual being. So you be on the street and somebody seeing your stuff. They've seen all of you. They're gonna come at you in other ways, a different way than just being respectful. Because there's some disrespectful men out here that just not okay. They'll demean you. They'll talk bad about you. They'll call you fat, ugly, and stupid. And they'll like, oh, why you do this? Why you do OnlyFans? Because you're ugly, you're fat. You're gonna feel mentally not okay. So I want you to understand where this comes from. There's gonna have to be therapy that has to come into this conversation, in this profession. So are you able to control this? Are you gonna be able to accept this? Are you gonna be able to, understand what comes from continue doing this? Yeah, the money's great, but if your decline of, mental health comes, so is it worth it? You know, because like I can have a job right now and I hate it. I can just I'm just so depressed there. Does the money really matter when you just really depressed and you're going home and just sitting in darkness? No, it
Nope.
doesn't. It doesn't. Like a guy asked me yesterday. They said if you can have a job that that will make you happy, your dream job that is gonna make you bring you a whole bunch of joy and get paid $10 an hour, or you have a shit job that's gonna bring you pain or discomfort, or but you getting paid $50 an hour. Which one would you take? I said, me personally, you can't put a price on happiness. Like you feel like if you find a job that you find enjoyment, you never have to work again. So if I had to get multiple jobs, but as long as I get to do something that I'm happy with, I'll choose that job instead of choosing that shit job. So like I said, like she said she's gonna make a tenth of what she's making right now. So but she could be depressed doing what she's about to do. If she's happy doing OnlyFans, she's happy doing OnlyFans, and she's making good money doing it. She's making money running it. At the end of the day, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy with doing what you do. You know, if you're comfortable doing it, then you feel like it. I love it. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't. Anybody tell somebody that subscribes, you know, that don't come to me, you know, talk to me about this stuff, you know, because I'm gonna have to put a pause on. But I'll let you go ahead.
I think you hit the nail on the head for the most part, especially with the modern dad. I mean, I think anybody born after like 85, I would say somewhere between like 65 to 75% of men would agree with what you said just now. While I wouldn't approve of it, you know, so I wouldn't approve of it because I know what that's going to come with. It's going to come with slight depression. It's going to come with a disease of insecurity, or it's going to attract, like you said, naysayers. You're always going to have people constantly commenting on you. There are some guy come up to you like, man, I follow you on OnlyFans. You fine as hell, and you might not want to hear. You might not want to hear that, but it's an absolute reality. So I agree. I agree with most of your well, damn near all of your assessment. Not even most of it. Damn near all of it. As far as the guy saying he would disown his daughter, I don't think disown was the right word to use. I think he probably meant more like I would still be here for my daughter, but I'm not. I don't have her back on doing this. So it's tough love.
I don't think he meant that. If I can be honest with you, the way he delivered it, he like when he said this on, he meant that. Like as in like you're not my daughter no more. Like you do this, I'm not gonna mess with you. And there's people out there like that, you know.
Yeah, there's people out there like that, but I could look into this dude's eyes and absolutely say, if somebody was to call him and say something is happening to your daughter, he would come running. So that's why I said disown is not the right. Like disown means nothing to do with them. Don't care about what happens to them. That's not your child no more. That's disown. That's why I think disown was a bad. He was like, I disown them until they clean their act up. And it's like, what exactly?
I can see what you're saying, like because like some people like, oh, I'll disown you forever at that point, you know.
Yeah.
If you do that, I'll disown you forever, even if you stop doing it. You're not my daughter because you just did what you did, you know. So I can see like until you clean your act up. So I guess you can. He'll come back, you know.
Yeah. He'll probably come back and correct his statement. As far as him saying, as far as the girl saying, you're a bad parent, I think they just reacted to the word disown. I mean, if you disown your kid, I would absolutely say you're a bad parent. Like, I mean, if you don't want nothing to do with me, and I mean, you're just a bad parent. I mean, no matter how old I get, my mom will always say I'm her baby. You know, so it doesn't matter.
Sure. Right.
You know, so and then on the flip side of that, when they was like, well, what about being a bad kid? Granted, there are some bad kids out there. But these girls aren't bad kids. They're not bad kids. I mean, at least not the girl that was talking initially. She's not. She doesn't come off as a bad kid. Has she made some bad decisions that he wouldn't approve of? Yes, but I mean, hell, I go out on the weekend and drink. My mom don't really approve of that. I mean, she doesn't. It's not. She doesn't care. Like, okay, I mean, you're an adult. You're gonna do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so granted, that's a little bit steeper than just going out and drinking. I mean,
right.
But like I said, you're gonna have to deal with people calling you a prostitute. You're gonna have to be people viewing you as just if they want people that say they want to date you and they just want to have sex with you. You gotta deal with the feeling of abandonment when somebody says they want you and they don't. They just want to have sex with you and bounce. So I mean, I would at least enlighten my daughter, like you said, on those aspects of it. Like, look, do I approve of it? No. Am I going to sit here and tell you I'm not going to be a dad to you anymore because you're doing this? No.
Right.
All I want you to do is be careful. You know what I'm saying? All I want you to do. I mean, technically, there's no difference in what you're doing than what strippers do in the club.
Right. Right. They're selling sex.
Yeah.
Even the actresses and everything like that. If you have that sex symbol around you, you're selling sex. Like Scarlett Johansson, men go to see the movie just because she's fine. You know, like, oh, I want to see
Yes.
her. I want to see that.
Sex sells, sex sells, sex sells. Softcore sex, hardcore sex, anything. It all sells. I mean,
Right.
there's a reason why Danica Patrick was the face of all the GoDaddy commercials for a long time. You know,
Exactly.
like I'm not really attracted to it, but I mean, there's a lot of guys that are. Look at you. Yeah,
Right.
you're one of them.
Nah, I'm not attracted to her. You get it.
Scarlett Johansson, though, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, there's obviously there's different ways to make money online than just doing that. But I mean, there's worse things you could be doing. You could be
There's definitely worse
scamming. You could be scamming old people for money, like a lot of people do. They could be
Yeah.
out there killing people. Yeah, I mean, you can.
Used to be a prince from Africa, huh? But no, yeah, you can literally be on the street, you know, selling drugs.
Yeah, like
I'd rather you be in your own house doing whatever you got to do rather than getting some violence outside, you know.
that's
So,
it. I would just preach if you do what you do and be safe while doing it,
yeah.
because there are psychopaths out there that will chase you down. They
Hmm.
will chase you down to try and rape you, do whatever. So, I mean, and it's not only on OnlyFans with people. I mean, people go crazy over stars, like celebrities. Like I just seen the video the other day. I cannot remember the name of the guitarist in the band he was in, but this happened back in 2004. He had a crazy fan and he ran on stage. He somewhere down the line he met him and he felt like he didn't acknowledge him. He went up on stage and he killed the guy with a gun. He shot him 3 times.
Yeah.
How about this one hits home, especially with Texas, Selena?
Right.
I mean, just know that kind of stuff happens when people get rejected by you or they feel rejected by you. So yeah, that's absolutely a discussion I would like to have. I would like to bring back up when GQ gets back because I think he would absolutely love that discussion.
Right.
So we got one more thing before I go. This one will be our real talk of the night. I'm not going to stay too long on it because the 2 people I absolutely wanted to be here for this aren't here because they were the ones that went back and forth on it for a while. But I want to hear your insight on this, and if they come next week, then maybe we'll revisit it and do a part 2 to this. But y'all know what time it is. So here is our real talk for the day. We were on Basket to Basket and we started talking about artists and the art form, musical artists, people that paint, whatever. Can the artist be separated from the art form? For example, you see the thumbnail. The thumbnail was a picture of R. Kelly, and I have R. Kelly as the poster child for this conversation because I think R. Kelly is he's the absolute poster child for this. We all know what R. Kelly did for years upon years. We've heard, I mean, I was like 15, 16. I saw the video of R. Kelly pissing on the girl. I don't know how you're going to say it's not him, but whatever. Y'all like to call it golden showers nowadays. Dave Chappelle made a whole, yes, I do want to piss on you. He made a whole skit behind it. Then later on now we're at the point where he was doing what he was doing. I don't want to really bring up specific details. I don't want to slander the man's name on what he did. But can the artist truly be separated from the art form? I think R. Kelly is the GOAT of R&B. I think he's the king of R&B. I really do. You know, others have stuff to say. I mean, Luther has something to say about that. Usher has something to say about that. But I mean, when Luther was in his prime, I was too young. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can go back and listen because, like, I've listened to every Luther album known to man. I'm a DJ. I have. I've heard people say Ronald Isley for and when you combine his career with the Isleys. I've heard people say Charlie Wilson. Some people say Charlie Wilson. Another person I throw into the conversation is Babyface for the amount of hits that he wrote for himself and other people. A lot of people from that grew up in the 70s and were like in their 30s and 40s and the 80s. A lot of them go Smokey Robinson, and I absolutely have no problem with somebody saying Smokey Robinson either. He was Babyface before Babyface.
Yeah.
But for me and my generation, I think most people would agree it's a two-headed race between R. Kelly and Usher.
Yes.
Or as he likes to say, Usher. I don't know where he gets the extra R from, but whatever. So do you think the artist can be separated from the art form? As in, we know what R. Kelly did, but us listening to his music should be sacrificed.
Right. Yes, it can be separated. Because when you say, can artists be separated from the art form, my main mind goes straight to Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, and
Missy is another one. Diddy is another one. Oh boy,
Kanye West.
That's
Those people right there. Those five right there.
Kanye's a real good one because the whole mental health and the crazy shit that he does. That's a good one.
So like you like say you can definitely separate them because it'd be different if R. Kelly was on the song like, oh, I'm gonna piss on you. He don't he don't say it. So it's different from like
I do have a rebuttal for that. That's hilarious.
I mean, he did make age is nothing but a number, so that's the one that you can't support. Like I'm not gonna listen to that. That's a little weird now. But like say like Kanye, his views aren't portrayed in his music, or say like other people write these music for these people. Like say Chris Brown, he has people writing it for him, and he's still a great artist. Yeah, he beat up Rihanna way back when, and he's still getting
Newsflash, they fought and she lost. I know my Caribbean people. I'm sorry. I know.
Right.
I know my Caribbean people.
She ain't gonna sit there and take all that. We already know who Rihanna is. She ain't gonna sit there and just hate those hits like that. They fought and she lost. I'll give you that. And was she in the wrong?
And she's already said she hit first. She's already
she was already
said that
wrong.
before. Yeah.
She's already wrong. So, but he still gets the problems would come from that. People say like, oh, I'm not gonna support Chris Brown because of that. And say like with Kanye, oh, his views on it, I'm not gonna support him because of that. Oh, but his views aren't portrayed by his music. His views aren't in his music. I still love Kanye's music, especially College Dropout, all that. Back in old Kanye, the best Kanye.
I can name them all.
Late Registration, Oh, yeah.
808 and Heartbreaks.
Yes, sir.
Dark Beautiful Twist of Fantasy.
Yes, sir.
I didn't like Yeezus too much, but whatever.
Yeah.
But the Good Fridays mixtape. Oh man.
So yeah, so you could definitely separate the artist from this if you want to.
Right.
If you want to, because if you can't stand that person, say because you're the main person. You do not like Beyonce. You don't like Beyonce, but you can understand her music.
No, I like a lot of Beyonce's music. The Beyonce thing is not that I don't like Beyonce. It's the Dallas Cowboys effect with Beyonce.
Okay, so
that's really what it is. It's for fans. Like you cannot say if I tell anybody on Facebook that song by Beyonce is not good, I don't like it, I think it sucks. Everybody gonna be like, "Ooh, the Beehive coming for you."
Yeah, for real. You're right. So you definitely, but to me, like you definitely can, because like some people, are saying her stuff is demonic, and you like, okay, well, I'm not gonna support her because the stuff is becoming demonic. To me, like if I see it, I see it. If I hear it, I hear it. But if I don't hear these things, even like Doja Cat, when she was doing like a lot of her older stuff, she wasn't demonic, but her newer album, she's like, oh, I'm the devil. I'm like, oh, never mind. You got that. You got that? Don't worry about it. So then I will be like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that no more. So, but yes, you can separate the artists from the art. Because they can go hand in hand if they start putting their views in it. But if they don't put their views in it, I could like say even like a movie. Like say if you really want to not separate the artist from the artist, you have to go do a lot of research on the end credits, every name that you see on there. You had to go back and go do research and do it. You're like, okay, well, this person did this back in '09. I'm not gonna support this movie because that person did. But no, you're gonna still see the movie. You don't know what. This art forms in different ways. Like, oh, this person did this person's makeup in this movie, so I'm not gonna go watch it. That made no sense. But yeah, you go ahead.
So I agree that it can be separated, but it's up to you to choose whether you separate it or not, like you said. While I don't like R. Kelly's antics and the life that he's lived, you know what I'm saying? He's probably hurt a lot of people. Not really physically, but mentally. And I mean, he probably did physically too if you got people tied up. So
Yeah.
but I mean, R. Kelly got some banging music. My one rebuttal is though, because you used a good one when you say age ain't nothing but a number. My one rebuttal was gonna be, excuse me, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. Right?
That's you.
So,
Yeah.
but like I said, it's up to you how you choose if you want to. Because I know this ain't really I mean, football can be an art form because it's an expression of yourself. Some people run, and it's poetry in motion when they run. It's amazing.
Exactly.
I bring it up to bring up O.J. Simpson. Should we still
Exactly.
celebrate O.J. Simpson?
You're right.
I mean, should O.J. Simpson be stripped of his accolades? I don't believe he should. I mean, but there's people out there that obviously believe the opposite. But I mean, can we truly separate the on field from the actual person? And when we talked about this, we were literally we were talking about these guys with underage women, or the women with underage guys or underage women as well, or in this society, underage men with of age men. So I mean, literally, a lot of people talk about people being gay and how it's an abomination. That's what it says in the Bible, this and that. But yet, when you go up in the club, you're listening to all the women that they say they're into women. You've seen them kiss other women. They
Right.
claim that they sleep with other women. I mean, like, but you're still up in there jamming and you're screaming all the lyrics, even though that ain't your beliefs. You think it's a bomb song. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, I do think the artist can be separated from the art form. That it can happen. It's up to where you draw the line, though.
Right.
Right? So if you rape somebody and make a song about raping somebody, it's like, okay, bro, hold on, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Pause. Let me say.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you for a second. Hey, what do you mean by that? Like, did you actually mean what you said? Oh yeah. Okay, I can't mess with you no more.
Rick Ross was supposed to be canceled because he was like Molly all in the drink and she ain't even know. And everybody had this, and it was so old, and everybody had this uproar because back then everybody didn't know what the hell Molly was.
Right.
But then when it resurfaced, and for 2 weeks Rick Ross was canceled, and then right after that Rick Ross drops a new album, and everybody's back on the Rick Ross train.
Right.
So, I mean, Michael Jackson, even though he was acquitted and dismissed of all charges of being a pedophile and pedophilia, I know there's still people out there that's like, I'm not going to listen to Michael Jackson because I know he was messing with them little boys, because the court of public opinion is always right, right?
Oh,
It's
right.
always right. Absolutely always right. But the difference is, I mean, you can't really point to any lyrics that would say, hey, you know what? I sleep with boys. I touch on boys.
Right.
You can't really find. I mean, somebody brought it up to me like, what about the way you make me feel? Okay, bro. You just turned you just turned my whole meaning on that song. And I get it. You want to manipulate the words to make it fit your agenda or whatever. But I mean, I wanted Moo to be here because Moo was like, I don't support none of these weird ass dudes. He don't listen to Michael Jackson. He don't listen to R. Kelly. He don't listen to Elvis. I don't listen to Elvis either, for what it's worth. It doesn't have nothing with him marrying a girl that was she like 14 at the time. She was young, so I absolutely don't listen to Elvis regardless. And the reason why can the artist be separated from art form? Here's where I draw the line. Your biggest hit was written and performed by a black woman, and y'all would not give her the credit that she was due. The song was stolen because they heard it and then they re-recorded it and then they made a killing off of it. So I draw the line there. I mean, hey, whatever. It is what it is. But I do like his song, I Can't Help But Fall in Love With You. I just wish somebody else would sing it over because I don't like his style of it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't like his style either.
But I mean, there's a lot of people that have done shady stuff that we don't know about. And because we don't know about it, you're listening to them and you will never know they've done shady stuff. So yes, you have to be able to separate the artist from the art form. Now, if you say, I'm not going to support this person, I'm not going to buy their albums, I'm not going to stream their music, but I mean, if it comes on in the party, I mean, I like the song, I'll listen to it then because it absolutely giving them no benefit. That's what I mean by separating the artist from the art form. Now, if Elvis comes on and Hound Dog comes on in the party, I'm going to look at people like they stupid if they're dancing because I'm like, turn that shit off. And it has nothing to do with what he's done outside.
Right.
It has everything to do with he sucks to me. Somebody's going to come for me in the comments, and I don't care. But
he stole his work. He stole people's work. A lot of
I don't condone that.
Right.
But yeah, can the artist be truly separated from the art form? Absolutely, because the art form is just something they created based on either their experience or somebody else's experience. I could sit here and write a whole song about somebody I seen on the block hustling and sold crack to a pregnant woman. And I can use the term I in it, and you're going to be like, well, damn, he was selling crack to a pregnant woman. I can't support that. You don't even know the story behind it. I wasn't doing nothing. But I separated myself from myself when I used that experience because it was not my experience. And so, yes, I do believe that the artist should be separated from the art form.
Because like you think about it, some artists, some artists out there, they really get crossfaded. They get high, drunk, and they write their music.
Bruno, at one point.
Yeah, at one point. And they write their music, and that's not them, writing it. So they're like, oh yeah, like some, and then they listen back like I don't even remember writing this stuff. So they're separating themselves from their music,
Wayne.
No, for real, that was a good one. That's definitely a good one. Cause like you get high and stuff like that. You're not yourself. You're not in the right mind.
Yeah, how much people actually talk about these rappers doing drugs? They're like, oh, that's not the way to go. They shouldn't be doing that. But you turn around and jam their music that's all about drugs. Right. How many women don't like being called bitches, but they turn around and listen to all the songs about them being bad bitches?
Right. They hate the word when it comes down to like even as a man, if I say that word to somebody and a positive word, like say like, oh, you bad this and that. What'd you say? But this other woman can come and say yeah, you a bad, and like, oh yeah, I am. No,
I got you. I know. I got the perfect example for this. For those of you that don't know, Texas has a club god, so he calls himself. I do not acknowledge him as club god because I do not acknowledge any god but the one true God that I serve.
Hey,
but
glory.
Beat King says on his song, "If you a bad bitch, fine, you a bad bitch." If I get on stage and say you a bad bitch to a girl, you best believe she's gonna be upset. Like, damn, you's a bad bitch. Who you calling a bitch? Oh, you just skipped the part when I say you's a bad bitch, huh? Yeah.
No, I'm trying to hype you up because I know what hype you up and on these other people,
Yeah.
So all right. My bad. My fault.
I think we both agree that the artist should be separated from the art. I think that's a good assessment.
There's certain things that you can't do it. There's certain things that, like I said, you put your beliefs.
Yeah, like if somebody comes out and start making devil music, I'm not going to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. And then like even like paintings, like say if you go back into the Renaissance era, you go to a museum and you look at a painting, like, oh, that's a beautiful painting of a person being hung. you know. But it's like, you know, you don't see it as that, but you can just, you know, determine like, oh, that
Right,
looks
because you're
a
judging
little-
you're judging the art. You're like, oh, even though you see what the art form is about, you're like, oh, well, that person that did that got skills.
right. But then at the same time, you're like, oh, he was a slave master back in the day, you know. He was doing this to all these other people, you know. You can be different things. There's different ways of looking at it. I understand why people can say that.
Francis Scott Key is still celebrated to this day for the American national anthem.
Right.
And we all know in the third verse, he refers to the black people. He refers to them slaves and said we shouldn't show no mercy. I'm pretty much just paraphrasing what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's saying we show no mercy to them and we show no person to the black slaves. When the black slaves are just like, hey, bro, they're guaranteeing me freedom. You know?
Well,
it's best for me to side with them and try and fight my way out of this where I have a fair shot of earning freedom. So
yeah, and then on top of that, like there's a lot of people that, you know, that we support that they do, you know, bad things that they just have the money to cover it up. Because if they don't get it on camera, then, you know, how do we know at this point?
How many people feel like myself that Diddy set up Biggie, but still listen to Diddy's music
right.
to this day?
Right. There's plenty of people. Like yeah, they sacrifice Biggie so where he can get to where he's gonna be, you know, where he's at.
Muhammad Ali got on TV and called white people crackers and said no, Vietcong never did nothing to me. So why would I side with these crackers and go to war for them? That's what Muhammad Ali said. But guess what? He's still celebrated. You know why he's still celebrated? Because his art form in the ring and his boxing was pure poetry in motion.
Yeah, right.
It was awesome. So yeah, I you know what? I'll say this. I appreciate you coming on with me today and filling in.
Good.
It has been great. It has been fun. I look forward to seeing you soon, especially back on here, but in real life as well. You know, we're gonna link up.
Monday. What's up?
Yep. Any final thoughts?
Shoot, shout out to, you know, GQ, you know, him not being here today. But yeah, it's fun being on here. It's fun being on here, being able to see, you know, other people's views. I mean, yours, you know, we have deep conversations every time we talk. You know, we had
yeah.
All right, let me go now. All right, let me go now. But yeah, so it's fun to see other people, you know, actually had to listen, you know.
Yep.
So it's all good, you know. Appreciate y'all. If y'all like this shirt, it says all black, you know, it's in the all that symbol. You know, it's called Wake Up Apparel. Go follow them. They on Instagram.
Okay. Well, again, thank you. I would like to say I enjoyed the Ritter with you. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all can catch me on Back to the Basket on Mondays. Y'all can also catch me here, right back here next week, Wednesday, Gentleman's Talk. Of course, tomorrow we have PBT with Zamora and Willie. Friday, we have the Best Damn Football Show, period, with Mel, Moo, and GQ. I'm hoping to get in there on Friday and at least try and fill in for GQ. And seeing as he told y'all he won't be back until probably next year, I would like to extend the invite to my brother on the other side of me to come back next week. So if he can, he will be back. I know it for sure. And of course, we are on our way to 600. Oh no, we hit 600. My bad. We're on our way to 700 subscribers. So please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend and tell a friend. As I say, as my boy Stevie once told me back in the day, I had a good time with my boy here, and hopefully y'all keep rocking with us. So y'all tune in tomorrow, right back here at 8 o'clock for PVT. We appreciate all the love, likes. Shout out to my boy, the best co-host on the planet, GQ. Can't wait for you to get back so we can revisit some of the topics we had today. Other than that, y'all, we are out.
And motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens out, outweighed. When you see me in my zone, you can.
Ooh, All right.
Why won't this thing end?